Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is bin number 2. Today is the bin number 2. Today is the 22nd of December, 2024. The last time I was in this bin was the 7th of December, so it has been 15 days. And we fed them. This is the bin, if you don't know, that I've been wanting to harvest since October. However, the castings have been too moist and they've been full of worms. And by castings, I'm specifically referring to this half. Typically what I do is when the bin looks like it's ready, I'll divide the bin in half, and usually I'll put a divider in the middle of sorts. Not anything serious or official. And then I'll only feed this side, and it's it's a migration of sorts that I set up. And I feed only on this side, but still with some consideration for the fact that I'm trying to harvest the whole bin. So I want the worms to move out, and then I'll harvest one side, put in all new material, feed over there, wait a week or two, and this is ideally, and then harvest the other side. Well, this side, I've not been able to do. I've harvested small amounts as I needed them in the fall, and I would just pick. There were so many worms over here, which you're seeing what I'm seeing. There's one that there are not. They've clearly moved over, which yay. And I'm not gonna harvest today, but yeah, they're still pretty wet down there. Yeah, they're still pretty wet, but the worms have finally migrated out. So I'm going to continue to let this dry out. But here's what we did a couple weeks. Well, it's been 15 days since my last check-in, but it was prior to that I did what I did once in bin 1, where I moved the castings, which is interesting because they've sunk down even more. But I moved, no, and I harvested some. I moved the castings. I just went ahead and moved them over. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I put new material over here. So I didn't harvest, but I sort of did what I do when I harvest. And so I just moved it over. So this is new. What I'm going to have to do, no doubt, is there's probably even more castings over here, older stuff that I always leave some older stuff behind, but there's probably a lot that I'll still want to work on migrating out. But this side is more new than not. But yeah, this is encouraging. The worms have moved on, as I had hoped, and I'm not surprised because last time we gave them some bread, which I don't think is what made them move, and I think I gave them some pears from a food donation that I got. It was rotting food that a shelter was getting. They were passing on to a farmer, but I happened to be there with a friend, and they said I could take some, so I did. And that's what I have to feed today as well. But these guys got a very funky rotten head of lettuce, and there's no doubt in my mind that, as a viewer said, if you want to get them to move, give them stuff that breaks down faster, and no doubt rotting head of lettuce is just that. And you see that the worms, there are very few that are still in this material. And since it's winter and it's cold and frozen outside, I'm going to let these castings like dry up some more before I harvest. If it was gardening season, planting time, I might still go ahead and harvest these because I need them. But that's not the case right now. All right, let's dive in here. Obviously, we have a bunch of dry leaves on top. Okay, this is a pepper stem. I think I fed here. So let's start there. This is a pine cone. Oh, we'll just start in the middle, heck. It is a little bit warmer over here. Again, it's been 15 days. So, wait. We would expect to find most of it. Yeah, it's good and warm down there. What was this? Oh, this is the core of the lettuce. We got some worms in it. So the feeding was more in the middle. Okay. Hey, party over here. It's very nice and warm down here. Ooh, this is a nice party. Oh yeah. That's some of the bread. It was bakery bread as opposed to commercially produced. So it means less preservatives, a little more natural. Yeah, so I just keep scooping up worms. So they are, oh man, this is more interesting than bin 1, which is typically the most interesting bin. Wow. Get out of the way, hand. I kind of don't want to mess with them too much more. Like, I do, but I also don't. Because there's a nice layer of paper. Wow. Yeah. So exciting. Yeah, these guys broke their food down. Ooh, let's not and say we did. That's why I was sort of tender-footed in bin 1. Was because I've fed a little bit of bread before, a long time ago, and it obvious I hate when you dig in there and the bread, like the bread mold, like poofs out. And this time I made sure to wet the bread more for that reason, and just because I knew it would break down better. So I think we got. I was going to say, I think we got most of the worm parties, but I don't know that that's actually the case. The material's really mucky. All right. No, I'm not. Fine, I'm gonna pull it out. The piece of paper. Yeah. No, we'll leave it intact. Look at all those worms. Oh man. Yeah, there. Ooh-wee. Guys, I'm gonna leave that intact. Trick is that, I mean, it is pretty wet down there. It's not standing water, but the trick in this situation with the castings, harvesting castings, is I gotta feed them all in the same spot. Basically just keep coming back to the same spot. So I'm not gonna be able to do a super big, well, I'll do it, I won't. But it would appear their feeding went over very, very well. I think I gave them a lot of bread. I think I gave them like 3/4 of a loaf. Wow. So cool. Okay. Well, what we're gonna do. Oh. This came in with some of the outside stuff. That's an army worm. That is a garden pest. Look away. Look away. Okay. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of the guys from bin 1 moved over here for a little bit. This is where we're gonna feed. I see I put a bunch of leaves down here before. It's pretty wet. Yeah, I can hear how slushy it is. Yeah, but there's worms in that sloshy. Here's a nice little pile. Well, let's go ahead and here's some more worms. Okay. We are going to start with dry material. Nice sloshy pile. This is torn. Much better. This paper, I found a method for tearing it. It just didn't work for me to shred today, and I found in the past, you may have noticed I've torn up paper before and I didn't tear it up as finely, so it clumped together. And you see that it's it's already kind of breaking itself apart. Okay, so we have that. And then we have, I think these guys are going to get this, these moldy little tiny pita things, whole wheat. And we still have more of the food donation box. Just a minute, please. Okay, if you're someone who saw the short I posted about the pumpkin slices, let me know. if you're here because you're like, I want to see that video. Okay, there's our little moldy pita things. You know what, I'm going to take a couple out and save them for someone else. Now we are going to layer that with a couple of peppers and a piece of celery. Let's go ahead and give them some dry mix. Actually, I should have put that on the wet stuff. Okay, now, or the harvest that I'm supposed to be doing. But we'll add some wet paper and cardboard on top of that. Then we're going to give them some more peppers and celery. Okay, and we're going to top it off. Whoop. I'll put that persimmon down in there. Top it off with dessert on a dry piece of cardboard. Okay, and we'll put some more wet cardboard and paper. Now I know these guys would love a bubble mailer, and I haven't given them a bubble mailer because of the moisture issue, and I'm tempted to put it over here, but no, because I still need the other half to dry out, and this moisture is going to influence those castings. All right. Now we'll kind of made a mess of what looked like a nice, clean harvest area. But the thing, oh, that's our feeding. Whoops, kind of piles up. The thing that's neat, I mean, there's no exact science to this. I mean, there could be if you want to be. But when I go to harvest, I'm just going to pick out the bigger pieces anyways. So maybe we will put, let some of the dry leaves. I'll even let that sit over there. Who knows? Maybe it'll help draw moisture up. A very fine amount though, because that's, if I really wanted to do that, I should probably, a piece of bread mold. I should probably put a whole bunch of like dry paper or cardboard. We aren't going to do that today. So, okay, this was bin 2 on the 22nd of December, 2024. That's like way down there. This is way up. Hopefully we can harvest that sooner than later. I might just go ahead and harvest next time. They'll sit in a bucket in the basement anyways, so whatever worms might hatch out in there, I'll just pick them out. Okay, I'd love to know what you think about this feeding. Pretty dang big. Go check out at this time. By the time you see this, bin 1 should be posted. You want to see an interesting feeding, check that one out. All right. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. I'd appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Helps the channel out. Helps get me out there. Share this video if you enjoyed it or if you know some people who are interested. And if you hit the subscribe button, if you feel like it, and the notification bell, then you'll be notified when I post new videos. All right, now I am on to bin 3, which that's another interesting story because that's one of 2 populations that experienced a die-off, and the second one being bin 4, which has made an excellent recovery. Bin 3 has been slower to recover. I mean, they're recovering, right? But it's still a small population relative to the amount of material in there. And I kind of really overdid it with the water. I'll go ahead and post that video, the one where I dumped a whole bunch of water, at the end of this video. Okay, thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be safe, be well. Bye for now, and oh wait, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, everything if you celebrate. And if you don't, then happy day, happy winter solstice to you. And if this is a hard time for you, then I'm praying for you. And I wish you well. I hope that you get through this time as best as you can. Just keep your head up, and find joy in your life in other ways. Much love. Bye for now.